Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got a fun get ready with me, trying out makeup, TikTok made me buy it type of a video using LA Girl makeup. So I've got all LA Girl makeup to use today. I'm gonna be doing this look with you guys. So a lot of these products I've seen hyped on TikTok and other places. Some of them are newer, so it's kind of like testing new makeup. TikTok made me buy it, viral makeup, get ready with me. It's all the things. And then I'm also using some brushes from BK Beauty. You guys had asked me to use these in a video, so I'll be using those brushes and playing with some LA Girl makeup, doing this makeup look right here. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so starting with some foundation, I'm gonna use this one, the LA Girl Pro Matte HD High Definition Long Wear Matte Foundation, and I have it in nude. And I'm gonna use this BK Beauty brush in 101. Just gonna get some of this on this brush and apply it all over my face. I forgot how full coverage and matte this foundation is. But full disclosure, I have had mine for a little bit, so I probably need to replace my bottle. I'm just gonna apply some concealer for my primer. I'm gonna use this Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer in Vanilla. So just gonna get a little bit of this and use this as my eyeshadow base and my primer. That worked well. Okay, next for brows, I'm gonna use the Shady Slim Brow Pencil, and I have this in taupe. I wanna say this is fairly warm toned. I think I've used this before. I think it's a little warm toned. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit. This is a thicker sort of a brow pencil, so it's one that I like to kind of pull through the brows to help distribute it. Yeah, that's definitely looking a little bit red, which is interesting that it's labeled taupe. It's not even labeled blonde, you know, because sometimes blonde pencils can be more of a warm tone blonde, but usually taupe is not so kind of reddish toned. Yeah, this is definitely not the ideal color for me at all, but formula, it's not too bad. Not my favorite brow pencil, but still totally works. Okay, for eyes, I'm gonna use this palette, the Hey Hey Vacay in, oh, this has another name to it, like an additional name. I'll put it down below. But gonna take some of this color right here and sweep that all over my lid just to set my eyeshadow primer. Next, I'm gonna take some of this shade right here. I'm using a BK Beauty 202 brush. Tapping off my brush. And I'm just gonna build this up in my crease and transition area. Great formula on these shadows. Pigmented, easy to blend, vibrant and pretty. I love the color story in this palette because it's really pretty neutral. Like when you look at it, this is fairly neutral. There's some neutral colors on this row. This is very neutral. So it's really just the one row of bright, colorful shades. The others are more, you know, neutral, but then also a little bit more brightness thrown in there, but just warm toned sort of colors. Really pretty, very kind of tropical. This brush is amazing. Distributing the color so nicely. It's really soft and nice quality, but not too soft, you know what I mean? So nice. Really like this brush. I'm gonna get some of this shade right here on a BK Beauty 203 brush. Kind of tap off my brush. I'm gonna use some of the LA Girl setting spray, Fix and Set Makeup. It has two lids on it, which is interesting. It has the smaller lid and then it has the larger lid. So two lids to it. And I'm gonna spray some of this on my brush and apply this to my lids. Wow. Ooh, that spray smells good too. Look how beautiful and metallic-y those shadows are. Oh my gosh. Ooh, love. I'm gonna get just a little bit of this brown shade right here on a BK Beauty 207 brush. Tap off my brush and just apply a little bit of this on my outer corner, just for a little bit of depth and dimension. That's the thing about really nice metallic shadows, is when they're done so well like this, you know, just a one color swept over your lids really has a lot of depth and dimension to it, so it looks like a more involved eye look than it really is. So this is impressive. Now I'm gonna use that same crease brush. I just wiped it off a little bit, and I'm gonna take this bright shade right here and spray it with some setting spray, kind of shake it off a little bit, spray it, and then put a little bit of this on kind of the inner half of my lid. I'm gonna top it with something else, but we're just playing with all the makeup. So we're just layering things up and just playing. That is so beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna use this little smudger brush, a 204, and this LA Girl Dream Glitter Iridescent Liquid Eyeshadow. I'm excited to play with this. This looks beautiful. Duochrome. Let's see. I'm gonna first get a little bit on my brush. Just kind of do this. And apply some, ooh, okay, okay. Wow, that's beautiful. It's got a purpley duochrome shift to it. Ooh-wee, that's fun. That's pretty. So my eyes are looking a little bit different. This one seems to have a little bit more peach. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of that bright shadow on my brush and just kind of tap it right in here to sort of even those up. Now for a liner, so this is definitely a product that TikTok made me buy it kind of situation. Courtney Dryden had talked about this and said she really likes this liner. This is the Jet Setter Liquid Eyeliner in black. So just going to line my eyes and do a little bit of a wing. Well, that became a little bit more intense than I was intending, but I do have hooded lids, so a lot of times my liner ends up being more intense because I'm trying to be able to show it past my hood. If you can see right there, especially this eye, just trying to be able to show the wings. So once I put mascara on, kind of helps it not look so whoa. But anyway, this liner, really, really like it. I love the brush tip applicator on it because it is right in between. It's not a felt tip. It's not a super bendy brush. It's right in between. It has enough movement to it to be able to give you precision and a little bit of movement, but not too much. So I really like this liner. Nice and black, doesn't drag on the eyes. Just a good formula to it. It's really good. So I don't have an LA Girl mascara, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of my IT Cosmetics Superhero. So I'm gonna apply that and I'll be right back. I did have a little bit of shadow under my eyes. Not a ton of fallout, but just a little bit. So I used a makeup wipe and kind of cleaned up under there, and I'm just applying a little bit more of my foundation on kind of my cheeks and middle part of my face. These liners are another TikTok made me buy it because people were talking about these. I have tried their eyeliners and lip liners before and have been super impressed with them, so I knew I liked them, but just more colors and then also some pastel. These are a different one. So these are the Shockwave Metallic Eyeliners. I have an Ocean, and then these are the Pastel Dream Auto Eyeliners, and I have it in the blue shade, powder blue. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the outer part of my lower lash line and a little bit of this on the inner part of my lower lash line. I'm gonna use that smudger brush and smudge this out a little bit. Both of these are really nice. They just glide on the eyes without dragging or pulling. They are pigmented and beautiful. So if you like pastel shades, there are definitely some fun pastels in this line. And then the metallic line, there are definitely some beautiful colors. I got a couple others. This one is Brown Sugar. Let me swatch this for you. Ooh, that one I'm gonna get a lot of use out of, for sure. And then this one is Penny. Let me show you these swatches. Ooh, that one's really pretty too. Ooh wee! Okay, so Penny and Brown Sugar. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm looking and thinking, I actually wish I would have used these on my lower lash line. So let's see if I can do a little cleanup. These are beautiful, but I kind of want a little bit more neutral. I don't like a super intense lower lash line on me personally, just because I have smaller eyes and I have hooded lids. The colors are beautiful, but I think I want a little bit more neutral, so let's see what we can do. A testimony to that liner, because that was not super easy to remove. I had to do some work, but I got off most of it. And also a testimony to this wing liner, because I was doing a lot of stuff around it and it hasn't moved. So that's exciting. Okay, I'm going to use both of these. This on the outer part of my lower lash line and this on the inner part of my lower lash line. Basically what I just did with those blues, but more on the neutral side. That's really pretty. I really like that penny shade because it's very brightening. That's pretty. I want to put a little bit of shadow over that, so I'm going to take that bright shade that we used on the lids and going to get a little bit of that on a BK Beauty 208 brush and then spray my brush with some setting spray and apply this on top of that penny liner. Just kind of build that up for a nice bright pop there. Now for some under eye cleanup, I'm going to use, I really like this, the Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer, but in one of the color correctors. This is in Cool Pink Corrector. So going to get some of this on, this is a Real Techniques, I think it's like a shadow brush. Yeah, Deluxe crease brush, but I like to use this for concealer. I do still like to bring down my concealer a little bit, like kind of right in here, especially a brightener, a more color correcting brightener type product, just right down in there because it kind of helps to just brighten up that area. I'm also bringing kind of a little bit in between my eyes, a little bit on my chin, just for some kind of highlighting. Now I'm going to use that concealer in Vanilla and just tap a little bit more of this on kind of the darkest part, darkest shadow of that discoloration. So kind of right in here, just to really pop out that area. Now I'm going to set all this using the LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Matte Pressed Powder. I have it in Classic Ivory. And I'm going to use a BK Beauty 108 brush. Tap off. Just kind of dab this in my T-zone, and then I'll use a fluffier brush for the rest of my face. For the rest of my face, I'm going to use a 103. Nice, fluffy powder brush. They've got an even bigger, fluffier brush, two more that are even fluffier. This one is 105, this one's 102. I'm noticing with the concealer, that brightener is so bright that it ends up just making this area look so light that I really feel like I need a darker color of concealer to layer on top of that brightener, just to sort of tone it down a little bit, because the difference between this area and this area is a little too intense for me. So I just need a different color in this, I think. Maybe like one shade darker. So if you're noticing that, I think that's what the situation is. I think I need a slightly darker color of this. Now I'm going to use this contour product. I hope this is still around. The contour powder, I have it in Fair. So I'm just going to use the contour shade on a BK Beauty 106 and just dab this into the hollows of my cheeks. Also put a little bit up on my forehead, putting a little bit on my neck. I thought this blush color looked so pretty. Now if my packaging looks totally messed up, it's because there was a security sticker on there, so I had to somehow try to get that off when I got home. Okay, this is the blush in Just Playful. Just using an Eco Tools brush for this. And just gonna apply this on my cheekbones and the apples of my cheeks. This color looks neutral enough that it's probably one that you could just use as a blush and bronzer in one. It's obviously going to give you a more flushed, blushy look, but it's not super pinky. It's more kind of a neutral mauve-y shade. This has a nice formula to it. The other product did too. So I think this would just, you know, blend nicely as a one and done step. For highlighter, this is probably going to be really intense, but I'm going to get some of this, a very, very light amount of it, and just buff this onto my cheekbones as my highlighter. That totally worked. That's really pretty as a cheek highlight. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna take a little pencil brush and use that same shadow and put it on the inner corners of my eyes. I love that little pop of brightness there. So what I just did to kind of lighten this area of my face is I just took my concealer brush that I had applied that concealer with, and just kind of going along and Didn't add any more product, but just sort of lightly dusted it around there. Or not dusted it, but buffed it. And that kind of helped to brighten that area of my face. I think that helped. For lips, I think I'm actually just going to use a lip liner combination, but I did want to show you this. So this is the Pretty and Plump lipstick. I got it in Cupid's Bow. Here is what it looks like. It's a really pretty, kind of brighter pink. Like a bright, sweet, almost bubblegum, but not quite. A little bit more warm toned pink. It's a nice lipstick. It does have a kind of tingling feeling on the lips. Nothing intense, but I can feel it kind of doing something. I don't notice a huge plumping effect on the lips. And it's not, let me just show you. I'll just apply it and then I'll take it off. So here it is. I mean, it is pretty. It is that kind of slicker feeling cream lipstick formula. So it sort of moves quite a bit, not necessarily throughout the day, but just as you're applying it. It's just a softer kind of a formula, if that makes sense. And it can tend to cling to dry patches. This particular color doesn't really show that, which is good. But I wonder if some of the lighter shades might. Yeah, I can kind of see it just clinging to some of the dry patches on my lips. It does have a fairly intense scent to it. It's overwhelmingly minty, which smells nice, but I can smell just the tiniest bit, a little bit of a chemical scent to it, but that's very, very faint. It's more just minty, but the mint is pretty strong. So here is what it looks like. I don't dislike this lipstick, but I'm not going to go out and pick up more shades in it, but did want to show it to you. So this one is Cupid's Bow. So I think I'm going to use some lip liners. These are definitely a TikTok made me buy it because people were talking about these lip liners, these Shockwave nude lip liners, and then also, oh, I have a couple more colors. So here are these two. So these are a little bit more on the brown side. So we have got Maple Glaze and Gingerbread. Maple Glaze and Gingerbread is on this side. Maple Glaze, Gingerbread. Really nice formula to these, very pretty. And then here in these swatches, so let me just set these down. So first off is Coquette. Coquette is that one right there. That one's Coquette. Now this one's a different one. This is the Perfect Precision Lip Liner in Sugar and Spice. I saw several people talking about this one specifically. That's beautiful. That is a really pretty neutral color. I love that. That's beautiful. And then this one that's a little bit more kind of purpley mauve, that's gorgeous. That is Mauve from the Shockwave Nude Liners. So many great options. I'm tempted to use multiple, but I think I'm just going to use these two right here. I think I'm going to use Sugar and Spice around the outsides of my lips and then the Shockwave Nude Liner in Coquette on the middle part of my lips. I think both of these lip liners work for being able to fill in your lips. Both of them have a formula that would work for that, but I think especially the Shockwave. This is a little bit thicker kind of a formula. This is a little bit more of a gel-like formula. It glides a little bit more on the lips. Not too much where it's going to move everywhere, but enough that you can use it as essentially a lipstick, which is really nice. So I really like this combo. My lips are just dry today. I'm noticing that, so don't mind that, but I really do like this combo. I think it's beautiful. Okay, y'all, so here is the finished look. I really like how it all came together. I mean, really, I'm enjoying most everything I tried. I think the eyeshadow palette is really beautiful. The liquid glitter shadow is pretty and sparkly. I mean, I really love the eyeshadows. I think those are beautiful. I love all the liners. I think all the lip liners are beautiful. I really enjoy both of them. All of the eyeliners are great. I mean, all of this. This is all really good. Not jumping up and down, excited about this lipstick. So that's one thing I would say. And then the other things that I played with, you know, just to use. Oh, I forgot this. A setting spray. Gotta use this. I definitely heard about this on TikTok for sure. The LA Girl Setting Spray Fix and Set Makeup. I used it to mix with the shadows, but I want to use it as an actual setting spray. So let me do that. I've heard that this is a really good setting spray that really helps to lock in your makeup. So that seems nice too. Everything was super affordable. So yeah, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Please hit a thumbs up if it was, and let me know down below, what do you think about these products? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on them. What are some of your favorite products from this line? Have you tried any of these new goodies? Let me know all the things down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!